Which of the following is the most important element in the teaching learning process? Correct answer is option C. Learner is the most important element. The term scaffolding in pedagogy refers to. Correct answer is option B. Teacher support in learning. According to Piaget, the stage in which a child begins to think logically about concrete events is. Correct answer is option C. Concrete operational stage. Constructivist classroom emphasize. Correct answer is option C. Active participation of learners. The concept of zone of proximal development is given by. Correct answer is option C. Vygotsky. Which of the following best defines assessment for learning? Correct answer is option C. To inform instruction and support students. According to Bloom taxonomy, evaluation is. Correct answer is option C. Higher order skill. Child-centered education was advocated by. Correct answer is option C. Johann Davy. Which of the following strategies is most effective for inclusive education? Correct answer is option C. Differentiated instruction. Which method is best for developing critical thinking in students? Correct answer is option C. Discussion and debate. What is the primary goal of formative assessment? Correct answer is option C. Improving learning is the primary goal of formative assessment. Which is not a characteristic of a reflective teacher? Correct answer is option B. Dogmatic is not a characteristic of reflective teacher. A child learns most effectively when. Correct answer is option C. When actively involved. What is metacognition? Correct answer is option C. Metacognition means thinking about thinking. In pedagogy, spiral curriculum is related to. Correct answer is option B. Bruner. Which is an example of experimental learning? Correct answer is option C. Laboratory experiment is an example of experimental learning. Which type of assessment is done during instruction? Correct answer is option C. Formative assessment is done during instruction. Remedial teaching is required when. Correct answer is option C. Students perform poorly. Inclusive education emphasize. Correct answer is option C. Participation of all learners. Which theory supports learning through imitation and modeling? Correct answer is option C. Social learning theory. According to Kohlberg, moral development at the post-conventional level is characterized by. Correct answer is option C. Universal ethical principles. Which of the following is not a principle of constructivist teaching? Correct answer is option B. Knowledge is passively received. Intrinsic motivation means. Correct answer is option B. Motivation driven by internal desire. The main objective of Bloom taxonomy is. Correct answer is option C. Classify learning objectives. Which learning theory emphasizes stimulus response? Correct answer is option C. Behaviorist theory emphasizes stimulus response. Which psychologist is associated with discovery learning? Correct answer is option C. Bruner is associated with discovery learning. Which of the following encouraged rote learning the most? Correct answer is option B. Drill and practice encouraged rote learning the most. Which is the most effective to support learners with dyslexia? Correct answer is option C. Multisensory instruction. Curriculum adaptation in inclusive education aims to. Correct answer is option C. Provide access to diverse learners. Which is a developmental task of adolescents? Correct answer is option C. Developing identity. A teacher who applies reflective practice. Correct answer is option C. Critically evaluate their teaching. According to Gardner, musical intelligence is the ability to. Correct answer is option B. Understand rhythm and sound. B. Tutoring enhance learning by. Correct answer is option C. Facilitating cooperative learning. Differentiated instruction is. Correct answer is option C. Tailoring teaching to student needs. According to Skinner, enforcement. Correct answer is option C. Strengthen behavior. Socio-cultural theory views learning as. Correct answer is option C. Socially mediated process. Readiness for learning is best associated with. Correct answer is option C. A combination of physical, mental, and emotional factors. The ideal way to introduce a new concept is. Correct answer is option B. By linking with prior knowledge. Inclusive education promotes. Correct answer is option C. Respect for diversity. A key feature of child-centered education is. Correct answer is option D. Active learner participation. Which is an example of non-formal education? Correct answer is option C. Distance learning program. A child with ADHD may need. Correct answer is option B. Frequent breaks and structure. The primary purpose of diagnostic assessment is to. Correct answer is option C. Identify learning difficulties. The hidden curriculum refers to. Correct answer is option B. Moral and social lessons learned unconsciously. Which of the following enhance long-term retention of learning? Correct answer is option C. Active engagement and connections. According to Erikson, the major task of early childhood is. Correct answer is option B. Autonomy versus shame or doubt. A teacher noticed that students understand better through. Correct answer is option C. Visual learning strategies. A controversial teacher should. Correct answer is option C. Facilitate inquiry and exploration. Think, pair, share is a technique to promote. Correct answer is option C. Collaborative learning. Reflective journals maintained by students help in. Correct answer is option C. Deepening understanding and self-assessment.